was good, yeah. I was like, you know what? I feel like making a second channel video. So, alright. I'm gonna be doing top 5 1v1ers of every year, like of every 1v1 year. So the rules are like this. I'm gonna be ranking the top 5 1v1ers of every year. I'm gonna be ranking this off of like skills and accomplishments. Nothing more, nothing less. I think of this as a cool video because it shows love to the 1v1ers that don't get talked about as much, you feel me? Okay, so let's start off on 2013. So first slot I got is Wabby. Like, bro, there's no denying, especially this year. If you were there, you know. He just, like, it was just down to accuracy, because back then there weren't really no traps. Maybe a little petty 2 or 3 pieces, but it was really down to accuracy. When it came down to accuracy, bro, Wabby was him, bro. There's a conspiracy that Gambit's the best ground game player, but Gambit's literally never beaten Wabby in a 1v1 back then. And back then it was just ground game. So I'm just saying, no one really knows that, but Wabby's ground game is tapped, bro. Okay, second on the beat.
But yeah.
He told me, he's like, oh, no traps. All right, cool. So I just fucking wall banged him every single, running every kill. He got fucking flat.
Yeah.
He's never beat me. Like Gambit has never beat me in a 1v1. Like 1v1, like Newtown shit. Never.
Like at all? Like not even once?
Not even once.
Ooh.
He was looking to make us go negative all day long on comp, but like 1v1, yeah, he's never.
That's a different story. Okay.
Yeah, he's never smacked me in 1v1, but he ain't
On the list, I got is Vask. Although he's really good and him and Wabby are known as rivals, he just wasn't at that Wabby level yet, but he was still definitely like above the rest of us. Shit. Really good player though. Shout out to Vask. Number 3, I got LC. But this one, okay, I gotta talk about this one. So LC, in terms of skill, I would have LC like number 1, right? Because in terms of how good he was, but in terms, I'm also doing this in accomplishments and skill. So Vask and Wabby just like played more competitively. I don't think LC ever did. Even throughout the years, like after this, you might see a pattern of like him might being ranked a certain spot because he didn't play competitively. You know what I'm saying? So Wabby and Vask just were dominating the competitive scene back then. So they were 1 and 2. LC in terms of skill would be number 1, but just because he didn't play competitively, he's just number 3. Plus a lot of people still didn't know him at this point. 4 was completion, bro. He was underrated as hell. His accuracy was like OP, bro. And then 5, I put myself. I was pretty good, but I'd put completion, LC, Vask, Wabby all over me. So yeah. Now let's move on to 2014. Number 1, we got Vask. Ooh. So Vask won the entire tournament. He beat completion and he beat Wabby. So like he literally faced off with the best of the best in the tournament. So he probably had the hardest route to number 1 and he beat them all. And he beat Pipe in that tournament too. Oh my gosh. So yeah, he deserves the number 1 spot. He deserves the number 1 spot. And then number 2, I have Wabby. But let's get into this. I'll even insert a clip or whatever after I say it. So Wabby had told me in his interview that that rank 1 game that him and Vask played right there, he feel like he would have beat Vask, but the only issue is Vask was doing a scavenger tournament, meaning Wabby couldn't like use his ground game to his advantage too much because lightweight allows you to move faster, you know. So he was using scavenger, so he couldn't play at his 100%. So. And Vask still could because he usually plays in scavenger. So he feels like that's the reason Vask beat him. But he beat him, so he has to go 2nd in line and Vask 1st. But yeah, it's a cool little thing. I don't know if people knew that.
Where I couldn't even use lightweight in a fucking in a tournament. Like there was a tournament going on and
It was banned?
It was banned. So I was like, what the fuck, dude? I'm running around with Harden, Scavenger, and fucking Ninja. There was no marathon, there was no lightweight, there wasn't shit. So of course I was gonna like
all that shit. And then last but not least, I got me and Pipe like just joint together. You know what? And you know what's crazy? I feel like me and Pipe would be over Vask and Wabby towards the end, but we never got a chance to prove it, so I can't literally put myself me or Pipe. But me and Pipe, no, we were hitting 10 pieces by then. We were going crazy, and it's gonna show more like going on to the next year. But like going off 2014 and how it was, and like Vask, number 1, he won the tournament. Wabby, he was ranked 2 in that tournament. Obviously, he stays right there. LC, in terms of skill, would be number 1, but in terms of accomplishments, he would have to just stack down to number 3 because of skills and accomplishments. And then the 4 and 5 spot, interchangeable with me and Pipe, but I feel like me and him both got really good late, and then like in terms of skill, we would scale way higher. But since we didn't get our chance to prove ourselves, since we got good like late 2014, like really good, I'll keep me and him in the bottom. Now let's move on to 2015. All right, obviously, bro. Ooh, so first I got myself. So I literally held my rank the whole year, bro. Defended it against Cypher's, Resilient SWAT, everybody, bro, everybody. Oh yeah, this is the 1 year. So like overall, LC has more wins than me, but like this is the 1 year where I actually like managed to get like more wins on LC. He even explains how harder I got to beat this year. It's because my spawn chats got tapped, bro. Like I was cracked.
I would put Red Bull first, but only because his spawn traps were really active. That's the only reason why. You really never missed a spawn trap back then.
2, I put LC. Like there's a lot of people on this list that play competitively, but he was so far ahead in skill. Like I had to put him here. He was even better in 2015 than he was in 2014, and so the fact that I had a better record on him, like it shows a lot. But he had no for rank matches or anything, so I'll put him 2, just either way. And then 3, y'all gonna be surprised by this one, but I'm gonna have Smokey. He did it in the kind of slimy way, but you get 2 warnings plus Vast in the sea, so it's kind of like, oh, the rough in the sea, fuck it. So, and then it was still really competitive, you know what I'm saying? But Smokey did beat Pipe, you know what I'm saying? He beat Pipe, so Smokey got ranked 2. Next in line, Pipe ranked 3. Obviously, he was ahead of everybody else. Man, and then last but not least, SWAT. He would give everybody on this a good ass challenge, and then he did beat a lot of people for post and for tourney and stuff. But yeah. Okay, now we get to year 2016. First one on the slot, I got It's Pipe. He came back after being like, a little bit absent in the community, and he dominated every single active player in the community except one. That being Z Pitbull. Z Pitbull would literally, he was known as the number 1 player, and then Pipe came and then beat everybody, and then everybody wanted them to play. And for some reason, Pipe was just being number 1, getting Hall of Fame for months, 4 or 5 months, and then he never got challenged by Pitbull. Once Pipe quit, then Pitbull went for rankings. Like, you know what I'm saying? You clearly avoided him. Like, that's how fucking, like, he came into the scene, shut everybody out, and then, like, he put fear in people. You know what I'm saying? Next on the list, I got Z Pitbull. I think he was excellent. I feel like other than Pipe this year, like he had it. Like, he was dominating. I just feel like, bro, like if there's another big dog in the community, you gotta challenge him to see who's number 1. Like you could, like it was obvious, bro. It was obvious. You were a little bit nervous. You're kind of a ducking. But in terms of skill, you can't lie. I'll put you right here on the number 3 slot. I'm gonna put Arrogant. He was Pipe's biggest for rank challenge for Pipe, and he's played Gamby for rank, Randy's for rank, everybody else. And so yeah, I'll put him right there on the 3rd slot. Like he's real good. On the 4th slot, I got Gamby. He hadn't hit his prime yet. This is like baby Gamby. So yeah, I'll put him on the number 4 slot. And then 5th, same for Randy's. Like he had just came back to the community. So he hasn't hit his prime yet. So I'll put him on the number 5th spot. He hadn't hit his prime yet, but he was still better than everybody else. In my opinion. He was doing his thing. Next year is 2017. So I got Gamby. He was rank 1 in his prime, bro. He was doing his thing. Like he shocked all of us. Like he became literally just as good, if not a little bit better than Pitbull. Honestly, like, we would never find out because just like I was saying with Pipe, like shit. Every time there was another big dog like there, like Pitbull was just afraid, like kind of scared to like make that fight. Like, it was just his ego was afraid. Like just in case he lost, he didn't want to risk that shit. You know what I'm saying? He'd rather just play for funds and shit and not like take it too seriously. But again, like I get so mad because he's such a good player. We want to see those games, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Where was that? Okay, so on the second slot, I got Z Pitbull. Again, similar skill level as Gambi. Shit, maybe even a little bit better, but we'll never know because they never play for post. So I got Gambi a little bit ahead of him is because Gambi just played everyone for post and just proved it. He made his stamp, dominant as hell. Like, I'm better than you, beat you for post, boom. As like Pitbull would kind of like, you know what I'm saying, duck and dive sometimes. Even though I don't know why, because he had the capabilities to beat people. All right, moving on to the third slot is Pipe. I put him on the third slot in this one because he was really inactive, and Pitbull said he would beat him more than anyone at this point. And again, he was really inactive.
The person I was really worried about was Pitbull.
Yeah.
Like him and I would hop into like you know, like Kirby said, like 8-rounders, and it was always like dead even, dude. I swear, like dead even. So I kind of feel like I didn't give him enough credit.
Fourth slot, I got Randy's. He was starting to enter his prime, so he was starting to go crazy. I think this year he might have beaten Pipe for post maybe once, but Pipe's beating him too, obviously. And then last but not least, I got Vectors. I feel like he could beat anyone below Randy's level. I feel like at this point, like under Randy's, like Vectors is gonna stomp you. So yeah, I got his Vectors on the last slot. I got Gambi, Pitbull, Pipe, Randy's, and Vectors for 2017. Now moving on to 2018, I got Gambi #1 on the #1 slot still. He was just dominating. I feel like he got even better. He was getting more used to his shot, a 360 and hit like a 10-piece. No one was messing with him. At this point, I think he was definitely better than Pitbull. 2017, it was like iffy. You never know who was entering. Like this point, like Gambi got so comfortable playing, like he was hitting shit effortlessly. On the second slot, I got Pitbull. Still doesn't play as many people for post or anything, but similar skill level to Gambi. But at this point, I think Gambi like slightly. But shit, who knows? If they would have pushed. But let me stop repeating myself. On the third slot is gonna be Randy's. He's basically Gambi's rival. You know, he beat him for rank once. Yeah, so yeah. Next, on the next slot, I got his Vectors. He beat Gambit for post, but he also got beat by Randy's for post. That's why Randy is ahead of him, and that's why he's like in this little spot right here. And the next on the list, for the last on the list for 2018 on the slot is gonna be Gambit. He got pretty good with his traps and ground game, being able to hit like new gen plus like using his ground game to kill people. So that's pretty good. But yeah, so 2019, moving on to 2019. #1 slot would be zRedBxll, me. I came back on my first day and beat the #1 active guy, Vectors. Look, I'm gonna show the pics on the screen. And then when I got used to the game, I started 30-0ing most of the community. And I don't think Vector realizes that. I just got back on the game and I was like beating him already. Like you know, Kirby was over here like fixating on like wanting us to play. And I just got back on, like from being years inactive. And then I beat the #1 active guy. Like, and don't get me wrong, Vectors got way better than I've ever seen him. I'm just saying, like, bro, stop. And next on the slot is gonna be it's Vectors. Like, honestly, other than me, he was like the highest level 2019 had. When I initially came back on a different account and 30-0 wallbangs, she said, this gotta be Vectors because no one could do this to me. Like, not even knowing she facing an even bigger dog. I'm just like, you feel me? It's great. Like, it goes to show like how much like Vectors was dominating that whole community like, before I came. I thought about this one like hard, but the next one is gonna be Ganta. And this year he 30-0'd Randy's, honestly, and like nothing anyone else is gonna ever top that shit. The only one that 30-0 Randy's is Gambi and now Ganta, which is crazy. And then shit in 2020 he goes on to be the only one to 30-0 someone else too. Alright, but yeah, I'll have him on the third slot. On the fourth slot, I'm gonna have Stay Curvy. He's always been relative to Ganta, but Ganta's traps just always impressed me more. And then plus the 30-0 on Randy's is gonna always be crazy. Next on the next slot is gonna be Rui Perez. He was an underrated 1v1er. His traps and everything, I loved it. He played on a 2-bar and still like 1v1 on like a US host, and on his own host he was brutal. So yeah, honorable mention, Trillion. I feel like he was baby Trillion here. He hadn't tapped into like full potential though. Okay, so next year is gonna be 2020, next and final year. So on the first slot, it's gonna be me. At this point, I've been playing for a full year since 2019, and bro, I 30-0'd the entire community like 3 times back. I got the most 30-0s. I set like a whole record. I was hitting like 20 pieces with Harden, and yeah, like at that point, I had made a stamp of like who's like the best. Next on the list, I kind of had to think about this one, kind of hard, you know. But honestly, like I remember, like always wanting to separate myself a little bit to see like who's the next big fish besides me in this year. So I remember like organizing like a tournament, a Hall of Fame tournament, and like I wanted it to be I wanted like the prize to mean something, so these motherfuckers could like try their ass off. So cause I really wanted to see like who's the next best, you know what I mean? Like last year I had Vectors below me. I want to see like who's the next one, because since Vectors had fell off this year. So I put this Hall of Fame tournament on, right? You know what I'm saying? So all the big dogs were in it. Chapo, Kirby, gone to Dason, I think. And they were going off, right? At the end, Trillion won. He won Hall of Fame. And I feel like he didn't just win. Like he like beat them for post like 3 times, 4 times over. Like he set himself apart from like his peers, in my opinion. I literally think he's close to Vector's level last year. Like really close, or just at that level, but hasn't reached the hasn't reached the accomplishments that someone like Vectors has, because Vectors played, like, I ain't gonna lie, he was playing with the big boys, and then like Trillion came a little bit later, so he didn't get the opportunity, you know, not his fault. Next slot, I'm gonna have Ganta. He 30-0'd Pipe, was the only one 30-0'd Pipe. He beat Dason and Kirby for post, and yeah, I'll have him on the 3rd slot in my opinion. 4th slot, kind of controversial, you know. I got Chapo though. He's tough, bro. I feel he was giving everyone problems, and look with him, like I have him here on top of Kirby because everyone had their like moment to like that little hurdle to beat Chapo. And I remember Ganta, I think he was beating him so bad. He had him like 28-0, was about a 30. I'm like, okay, he showed he's like superior, right? And then Trillion, he played Chapo fraternity for Hall of Fame, and then he 2-0'd. I'm like, okay, he showed he's superior. But every time I seen Kirby and Chapo play for post, like not for post, like for fun or whatever, I would see Chapo beating him a little bit more. And like Chapo never talked about him, like he respected him, you know what I'm saying? But so yeah, just based off all of that, like just, you know, I'll put Chapo right here. Next, I'll put Kirby. Just because I've never seen Kirby just I know he's probably beating on me for fun. They probably beating each other a little bit for fun. But I think Chapo has more numbers, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like he never passed that Chapo hurdle. I still think he's top 5, bro. He was a beast. And he gave me a lot of good games along with Gonta and all these guys. Even though y'all be fucking arguing with me, it was good ass games, bro. Fuck it, I ain't gonna be forgetting about those games. Honorable mention, Dason. A lot of motherfuckers were saying that if he played Curry for post, he might have won that, including Ganta. But he's switching up now, saying there's something different. But we all know what you said, boy. Ain't no taking that shit back.
Where he's about to rush, he's gonna die, bro. So maybe like
he needs to change it up.
Maybe if Deshaun played Kirby instead of me, I feel like, I don't know, bro. Much love to Curry, bro. I feel like Dason would take over the game.
Damn! Alright.
But y'all all some good ass 1v1ers, bro. This is a crazy ass fucking. Ain't that crazy? This is a cool ass little video I wanted to make, you know. 2nd channel video, keep it low key, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little nervous and shit, but I don't care. Y'all be watching too, so y'all a little nervous too. Alright, yeah. Top 5.